Concordia's at Peru. Concordia is interesting. I looked at John Harrell's site about, where he lists the favorites for each sectional. Concordia was listed as the favorite. They beat the second favorite, Concordia, in week 1 of the postseason. They beat the third favorite in Norwell, and now they will face the fourth favorite in Peru. I mean, they're just kind of like going down the line. Obviously got a scare last week against Norwell. We kind of thought that would be close, and it was. It ended up being a field goal and a 17-14 win by Concordia. But if you're the Cadets traveling to Peru, what do you need to do? Because on paper, this is the least imposing team of the teams that they faced in the postseason so far.
Well, I think getting Amir Drew back on track, Norwell did a really good job of bottling him up last week.
Their defense is good.
Yeah, and really making them one-dimensional. And credit to Brandon Davis and those wide receivers for making a play. Cam Johnson with the end around scoring a touchdown was big for them and what proved to be the winning score in that game. So getting Amir Drew going, opening holes between the tackles, ride him and really make that team, that offense dual threat, as they weren't last week. I think that's the key. I feel like Concordia matches up very well in this game, but Peru then again knocked off a solid Oak Hill team to win round 1. They won again last week, so they're capable of beating Concordia if the Cadets don't have their best game on Friday.
Do you think this is a Concordia team that maybe we've underestimated during the season? Because you've got the Vanderbosch kid. I mean, I've seen him the last 2 weeks in person. I mean, he's making plays. They have a Grossman. They have a talented receiving core.
Yeah.
And, the only problem to me is the further you get in the postseason, the colder it gets outside, those little slip screens, bubble screens, whatever you want to call them that Tim Manigal runs. I mean, it just gets more difficult as you go down the course of the season.
No matter how much we say that Concordia and Bishop Lures are going to be better once they get into the playoffs in 2A and 3A and, formerly both in 3A, we still almost discount them during the year because for 9 weeks we're covering teams just beating up on each other and playing for the bell. And we have DeWanger up there, and you have Homestead up there, and you have Snyder up there, and you have Carroll. And, Lures and Concordia just get shuffled down, And then it becomes postseason, you're like, oh, yeah, I kind of forgot about Concordia, right? I kind of forgot about Bishop Lures. And when Concordia won their state championship, they were dominant in the SAC. I mean, they would lose 1 or 2 games in that year in the SAC. So, but then again, they've also had deep runs in the playoffs where they went 4 and 5 or 3 and 6 and got in the postseason. So it's almost like you need to refocus and go, oh, yeah, that team that I told everybody to keep an eye on in the playoffs, I kind of have to keep an eye on them, right?
Oh, yeah, I totally agree with that. That's a good assessment of kind of how we feel about the smaller school teams in the SAC.